Welcome back to Q&As. So we finally our members realized that they have got certain perks. Obviously it's just 3 people, but if you're on the second tier, the big trooper, you have access to Q&A questions. If you're not a big trooper and you can't get the membership, you can actually ask one of them to ask me the question, but they got to copy your question, copy and paste it, and type Q&A, and then I can answer it. But it still counts as their question. But at least you asked something that you got answered. So you can still find a loophole, but you got to ask either Ravino, Ethan Kelly, or your average target frog. If you ask one of them, and then they can copy and paste your question into my comment section, and voila, I can answer it. They've obviously got to type Q&A in it, and obviously, yeah. But yeah, you get the point. But finally, all 3 of them have asked at least one question. Ravino's obviously asked a lot. He's asked one, and Ethan's asked a few. So, we shall get started from where we left off. So that's a cricket one with Grandad. So to be fair, before we start, actually, I'll go over the suggestions because I mentioned I got to do a 25-member special, 50-member special, 75 and 100-member special because we've only got 145 members. It'll go down to 135 or 136 actually because there was an extra member recently. But yeah, as I was saying, 25 members. A for theme song tier list. Yeah, I already did that on my personal channel. So where is it? Where is it? It won't be that far down. Okay, it might be that far down. There you go. Reacting to and ranking A4 Club Songs 2024. I have done this video 5 months ago now, but everything on there is pretty accurate. I put the Giants and Port Adelaide quite high up, and you can guess who I put first. I also called a couple of them very boring. So, but the video is there, that has been done, so I don't think it would make sense as a special. 50 members, A4 coach ranking tier list. It is a good idea. Maybe that'll be the 25-member one, potentially. 75 members, eat Australian foods, make a tier list. Yeah, he sent me a link to a website, so I'm gonna, at some point, probably, I'll consider doing that, maybe for 50. Make a song rap with a music video, reviewing 2024 A4 season. Make it yearly thing, like basically copying KDOS. I'd be terrible making songs, so it's very unlikely. But there's a couple good ideas in there. So there's a couple good ideas in there. Speaking of good ideas, Dave, for 100-member special, you should strap a GoPro to yourself and swim as deep into the Atlantic Ocean as you can. Live stream it on here. First of all, live streaming it wouldn't work because I ain't got the technology for that. I don't know how rich you think I am, but my cameras cannot do that. My phone might be able to, but my phone can't survive underwater that long, especially under seawater. Yeah, definitely not a good idea. A stupid idea. Bloody swim deep into the Atlantic Ocean as you can. So you want me to swim across the ocean? The Atlantic Ocean is quite cold. Especially now, it's going to be quite cold. No way am I doing that. Yeah, this guy says some crazy things. Also, I've literally scuba dived into the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. So like, if you want a special, go and watch that vlog. I'll show you that as well. My days. To be fair though, I couldn't vlog the actual scuba diving, so that part wouldn't be in there. But where is it? There. There's pictures, and there's me swimming there. But yeah, it was a great day. It was a great day. I sat on the seabed. It was awesome. But in terms of streaming it, that would make it. That's ridiculous. So yeah, very stupid idea. 100-member special needs to be something huge. So I think you should book a flight to the Sahara Desert. Casually steal a camel. Book a flight to any Australian states, preferably Victoria, so that I'm able to watch the story on the news. Then ride your camel from the airport to the nearest thirsty camel bottle shop and ask for a bottle of water. Sorry, how am I getting the camel in the plane and keeping it safe in a plane? That's the first question. Second, there's camels in Australia. Why have I got to go to Egypt to get one to go to Australia when I can find one in Australia? Like, where's the logic there for a start? There's a lot of camels running around Australia right now. I'm fairly certain. I learned this when I visited a few times, when I visited the outback and stuff. They're not. I don't think they're from Australia, but they were brought there and they stayed there. So yeah. So why would flying? I mean, I know you didn't say Egypt, but obviously the Sahara Desert is obviously partly leads to Egypt as well. So it could be another country, but either way, is the Sahara. It's that region. There's no point in me flying there, getting a camel, then flying to somewhere else where there's also camels. Like, where's the logic in that? Preferably Victoria. So, like, if I did this in Sydney, would it not be on the news in Victoria? Surely, if someone stole a camel from Northern Africa and flew to Australia with it, it would be on the news anyway. Surely, like, why does it matter what state it's in? What are these suggestions? Well, I'm speechless. I'm bloody speechless. So that's all the maybe. I think he said try Vegemite. Maybe no, someone else said try Vegemite, but I can't remember who said it. I think it was Ravinia probably. Now let's move on to the actual point of this video, which will probably be in a few parts. The Q&A. Q&A. Why do I like Formula 1? Because I enjoy racing. I love racing, and Formula 1 is the fastest. Obviously, in terms of motorsports racing, just to specify, because racing is also Olympics, 100 meters. I love that as well. I love racing in general, but yeah, Formula 1 is like the pinnacle of racing. It's literally 200 miles an hour cars. They're just going whoosh, and they sound so good as well. I think it's underrated, like how good they sound. Like, that's a big reason why it's so cool. But anyway, yeah, the fact that the cars can go that fast is rather crazy. There are some tracks where it's a bit dodgy, for sure, like Monaco. Like, you can't overtake there. I feel like the best thing about racing is overtaking. And Monaco, you just know overtakes. But yeah, I like it because I enjoy racing, and that is like the best form of track racing specifically, because it's a bit different with like rally racing. That's not really track racing, and there's other forms of racing. Supercross, I think Supercross is also like rally racing, and there's also like street racing as well, both illegal and legal. But Formula 1 just my favorite type of racing. It's like, I like track racing the most. So I've seen like a thing called Lamborghini Cup, and that's not F1. That's just a bunch of Lamborghinis, road cars racing on racetracks, and I find that really fun. There's a thing called Porsche Cup, which I've seen a few times because they normally put it at F1 tracks before the F1 races, like a undercard. F1 events are like boxing events. They got an undercard of events before the F1, and F1 is the last event. So they have like a thing called a Porsche Cup, and it's just a bunch of Porsches. It's just a bunch of Porsches racing around the track. I love track racing in general, but it's the fact that F1 cars can go that much faster is just pretty crazy. And they're also quite fragile cars, so sometimes the crashes can go crazy as long as no one is seriously hurt. But yeah, that's why I like Formula 1. I just like how like it feels like the best form, because I love the speed and sound of the cars. But yeah, it's just, I like track racing mainly. Q&A, would you like to watch MotoGP? Because I know family race in Sri Lanka, there'll be loads of motorbikes. I don't know why I don't know if you like MotoGP, but I know Sri Lanka has some motorbike racing. Not MotoGP, but they have like a rally, I think rally stuff. They also race cars as well in Sri Lanka. They do have motorsports in Sri Lanka. It's not that big, but I know it's mainly like dirt rally stuff rather than track racing. But there is bike racing there though. Or is Formula 1 your favourite motorsports? Yeah, it's favourite motorsports. Because I already know you're a massive soccer fan. Soccer's not a motorsport. So what's that got to do with everything? But yeah, soccer's my favourite sport. Yes, football's a favourite sport. And AFL will be second. And probably F1 in third. Yeah, F1's probably third. F1's definitely first in the motorsport. But MotoGP, yeah, I haven't watched it recently, but I really loved Valentino Rossi. So I used to watch MotoGP a lot as a kid, and I loved Valentino Rossi. He was the GOAT. He was so good to watch. I really enjoyed watching him race. But he's retired now, and since then I've not really had any like particular favourites. I definitely prefer watching cars race over bikes racing. And the main pull for me watching MotoGP was Valentino Rossi, but he's not there now. But what a legend he was. What a name as well. Valentino Rossi. Do you know how cool that name is? That's one of the coolest names I've seen in sport. That is bloody incredible. Italians have some really cool names. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the Italians. They got great names. They got great food. Great things to see in their country. And they got great weather. And they're like 2 hours away from England. And they got some weather that's so much better than us. You can go there in winter and it'll be quite hot. I'm jealous of Italians. They have it nice. Amazing food. The Italians have got a top 5 cuisine in the world. I've gone off track here. This is about MotoGP. But Valentino Rossi, what a guy. Okay, Ravinia's got a few questions, so I'm intrigued.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it